Assalamu alaikum. Shaytan made four promises to Allah regarding mankind. 1. I will lead them all astray. 2. I will make them a slave unto their desire. 3. I will command them and they will slit the ear of the cattle. 4. I will command them and they will change the creation of Allah. And all of these we're seeing today taking place within this system. This system is the system of Shaytan. It's capitalism. Capitalism is a system based on greed. It's based on making profit. And that's, whilst there's nothing wrong with making a bit of profit here and there, when your whole system is based on profit, then it becomes the issue. When the whole system is based on greed, then that becomes the issue. And most powerful lobby group today is the military-industrial complex. The military-industrial complex is effectively the top corporation or set of corporations. It is the biggest industry within capitalism, and it is the system that controls, or the lobby that controls, the most power within the world today. That's not to say that other lobbies don't have power and influence, and that it's just a complete thing, but they're the most powerful because they're the ones that are making the most money. And where does most of it? And the thing we need to understand about corporations is that corporations are legal human beings within the capitalist system. They have the same rights as human beings. In Sharia, a man is responsible for his own crimes, but in the capitalist system, the corporation is responsible, and the men behind it can go scot-free. They can get away with practically with many things anyway. They wouldn't even need to pay back their debts or whatnot. If they go bust, they just claim bankruptcy, and the corporation is the one that's to blame, not the people behind it. And when you think of it like this, a human being has many emotions. He has love. He has many interests. Hobbies. He wants to help the world, maybe to some degree. I mean, I'm not saying people are perfect, but they have little interests here and there. They might even enjoy a bit of sport. Corporation, as a legal human being, has only one interest: to make profit and make as much profit as possible. Any human being within that, whether the CEO or the board or whatnot, that's not doing their part to make profit is gone. So this is more powerful than any human being. And the military-industrial complex is a organization that relies on one thing to make money, and that is war and fitna across the planet. This is how Shaytan has got through into the minds of these people, and how the military-industrial complex, more than any other, is the system of Shaytan. It's the tool of Shaytan, and it's how he's created the fitna that we are living in the world today. Now, one of the main tools that he's used. So we need to understand, when we look at, say, Ukraine, they know Ukraine can't win the war. Why are they pushing these weapons into Ukraine? So that American tax money goes on buying more weapons to send off to Ukraine, and it's just another way for them to make this money. When we look at even the Zionist lobby, the most powerful part of the Zionist lobby is not the religious fanatics, whether Christian or Jewish, not the ideological Zionists, whether these ones who believed in needed some sort of Jewish state for the protection. It's the military-industrial complex. That's where most of the money is coming from. That's the most powerful part of the Zionist lobby, and what gives the Zionist lobby practical impunity, because the military-industrial complex, like I say, is the most powerful group within the world. And when they're sending billions, at one time, I don't know the exact figure now, but they were sending the same amount of foreign aid to the Zionist entity that they were giving to the rest of the world combined, America, out of taxpayers' money. And then the vast majority of this was going on weapons. And although the Zionists are making their own weapons to some degree, they were buying mainly American weapons, the better weapons. And so they're making billions. And the Zionists, the military-industrial complex, is not stupid. It knows that the entity can't last. It knows that it's maybe got 10 years at the most left, at least in its form. But their thing is, they don't care. Just milk it for all they can before it collapses. Even if it causes it to collapse quicker, just milk it and milk it and milk it. This is why, people try and say America is fed up with the war, fed up with letting it. No, they're pushing it more. Behind the scenes, they're pushing them to do more. And they're happy to give them everything because they're making money out of it. And I think now more than ever, we need to understand that if we're ever going to create peace in this world, we need to get rid of this privatized military-industrial complex. Weapons should not be made for profit. Instruments of war should not be made for profit. If they're built, they should be built by states or by, in our case, a caliphate that is done for the good of the caliphate, or in America's case, for the good of America and the protection of the American people, not for profit. And especially when you're in the most powerful country in the world and you can push that war and create war and fitna across that whole world.